Hello, this is Franton Nuttall. His sister insisted that he came to this city because of his illness.
I told her several times that I am fine, that it is something normal to feel anxious in this city. Anyway, I am here.
Oh, poor Nuttall. He's a nice guy. Unfortunately, he doesn't know he's about to enter to the twilight zone.
My aunt will be down presently, Mr. Noddle. In the meantime, you should try and put up with me.
It is very kind of you to wait with me.
Do you know many of the people around here?
Hardly a soul. My sister was staying here at the rectory, some 4 years ago, and she gave me letters of introduction to some of the people here.
Then you know practically nothing about my aunt.
Only her name and address.
Her great tragedy happened just 3 years ago. That would be since your sister's time.
Her tragedy.
You might wonder why we keep that window wide open on an October afternoon.
It is quite warm for the time of the year, but has that window got anything to do with that tragedy?
Yes, actually, it was 3 years ago. Her husband and her two young brothers went off for their day's shooting. They never came back. Their bodies were never recovered. That was the dreadful part of it. Poor aunt always thinks that they will come back someday. They and the little brown spaniel. Poor dear aunt. Her youngest brother seen him. Bertie, why do you bounce? You know, sometimes I get a creepy feeling that they will walk in through that window.
I hope Vera has been amusing you.
She has been very interesting.
I hope you don't mind the open window. My husband and brothers will be home directly from shooting, and they always come in this way. They've been out for snipe in the marshes today, so they'll make a fine mess over my poor carpets. So, like you, menfolk, isn't it? She kept talking about the shooting, birds, even the prospects her beloved might hunt this winter. To Franton, it was all pure horrible. He made a desperate but only partially successful effort to turn the talk onto a less ghastly topic. He was conscious that his hostess was giving him only a fragment of her attention, and her eyes were constantly straying past him to the open window and the lawn beyond. It was certainly an unfortunate coincidence that he should have paid his visit on this tragic anniversary.
The doctors agree in ordering me complete rest, an absence of mental excitement, an avoidance of anything in the nature of violent physical exercise. On the matter of diet, they are not in so much agreement.
No? Here they are at last, just in time for tea. And don't they look as if they were muddy up to the eyes? Franton shivered slightly and turned towards Denise with a look intended to convey sympathetic comprehension. The child was staring out through the open window with a dazed horror in her eyes. In a chill shock of nameless fear, Franton swung round in his seat and looked in the same direction. In the deepening twilight, three figures were walking across the lawn towards the window. They all carried guns under their arms, and one of them was additionally bundled with a white coat hung over his shoulders. A tired brown spaniel kept close off their heels. Noiselessly, they neared the house, and then a hoarse young voice chanted out of the dusk, "I say, Bertie, why do you bound?" Franton grabbed wildly at his stick and hat. The hall door, the gravel drive, and the front gate were dimly note stages in his headlock retreat. A most extraordinary man. Mr. Nuttall could only talk about his illnesses and dash off without a word of goodbye or apology when you arrived. One could think he had seen a ghost.
I expect it was a spaniel. He told me he had a horror of dogs. He was once hunted into the cemetery, somewhere on the banks of the Ganges, by a pack of pariah dogs, and had to spend the night in the newly dug grave with the creatures snarling and grinning and foaming just above him, enough to make anyone lose their nerve